There's only one soap that can make a man-hating feminist love men again. One soap to fix them all. Tactical Soap. Pheromone-infused soap for men and proud channel sponsor of 21 Studios. I'm Anthony Dream Johnson, and I approve this soap. Order now at the link below. Use coupon code 21C for 10% off now.
George Bruno with the 21 Report in Orlando, Florida. We're talking with Hypnotica. It's going to be an interesting conversation. You're in for a real treat. Welcome.
Pleasure. Absolutely.
What is your experience so far with the 21 convention?
Professional, all across the board. I mean, everyone knows what's going on. I mean, the back stuff that's going on as far as, okay, go here, this is timed perfectly. Great presentation. Like I've been doing this, and I said it last year, long time, 26 years teaching men in seminars. This is the best seminar I've ever been to as far as that goes. Even better than David D'Angelo's back at the time. This is way more set up. This is good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Top notch.
What is your main message? Now, you said working with men. What is the need that you are filling with men?
Well, I work with everyone. I can't just say it's men, but that's where a lot of it, the more public stuff is men. You know, a lot of the stuff that is a little bit on what society's probably not used to, is more women.
Okay.
But as far as like bringing stuff to the table is giving an active role model of what a person can do. And I go a little bit extreme because I like to leave room for people. So if I can go attack this area and knock out all this extra room, then you're going to be better off to bring your own personal, resources to the table. Like, to me, it's about full expression. Like, I'm here on this planet, like, I think a person should have full expression into who it is they are, what they want to do, in a beautiful way, you know, not in an evil or a hurtful way with anyone, but just, this is life. This is your one chance. Like, man, expand, open your wings, fly, go have fun, like, challenge it. And that's what I like to do. I mean, so I just kind of like, I go first and I say, yeah, come on, let me show you where you're missing. And, oh, by the way, this is going to make your trip easier or more exciting or more rich.
So expression, not suppression.
Yeah, suppressions will implode. You know, that's one of the best things about being able to be a man and expressive is it's all out. You know, there's nothing, like I put myself in a lot of dangerous situations sometimes, and people are, well, dude, that you could have got killed. I said, yeah, but I'm fully fulfilled. I said, I can go right now. I'm okay with it. I'll put my life on the line. I'm okay with it because I've fully expressed myself. And I'm okay with that. And I've lived 100% kicking ass. So, you know, when you express yourself and you do what you want and you go for it, you're just ready at any time, which sounds a little weird. Yeah. But at the same time, it's complete fulfillment.
I've heard someone say that you can have 10 years of experience or 1 year of experience 10 times. It sounds like you're packing 200 years in your lifetime.
Yeah. It scares the shit out of a lot of people around me. You know, sometimes it can be scary myself, but I want to go there. Like, there's a certain level where a lot of people reach to, they push themselves and then they get comfortable and they enjoy and they kind of relax. I just go, and I'm always putting myself in situations where I'm struggling and I'm stressing because I'm always reaching, and it is enjoyable at that level. But the strength that you gather from continuing to do that is mind blowing as far as everyone around you. So a lot of people get scared. They're like, "Dude, what's going on?" I'm like, I'm just setting my own level of what I want and what I'm going to go for. And maybe someday I'll relax and chill out, but until then, why?
That is a quotable quote. Maybe someday I'll relax.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a bumper sticker. That's a poster. That's a meme. That's something. Maybe someday I'll relax.
And that doesn't mean that I'm stressed out. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm intensified, I call
Yeah.
it. You know, I'm intensified, I'm going for things. And, you know, a lot of it, like when you push yourself, it is stressful. It's like the difference between bad stress and eustress.
Yeah.
Eustress strengthens you, bad stress breaks you down.
Yeah.
And so I want to be there. So if a situation ever arises that I have to be that much more powerful for everyone around me, I'm good to go.
Interesting. When people looked at the lineup, people in my personal life saw the lineup, they said, "Who is this Hypnotica guy?" And my response was, "He's in the transformation business." How would you describe yourself?
Definitely transfer you from your reality to probably, hopefully, a better reality. Like, I consider, like, you know, you have like the Anthony Robbins and all these guys that do transformational work, and they're all up on the pedestal. I consider I do that in the gutter. You know, like I put myself in those environments to really get the down and dirty, to deal with the people that are addicted to heroin and drugs and gangbangers. So I like to be in that level because to me it's a lot more, not rewarding, but more stressful. And so I get better. So when I deal with a guy who's been working with these guys, I'm just like, boom, there you go. And so the transformation to me takes place because I study. It's not that I'm not a professional, because I studied my ass off when it comes to hypnosis and everything about watching people. So on that level, I would say I'm masterful at that. But what I really like to do is just transform a person. You come to me with your bullshit. Like, if you've ever been to my house, I have masks everywhere. Like, I'm a mask connoisseur. And people always ask me, what are the masks for? I'm like, well, these are the masks that some people bring me. I go, they bring me their mask of who they think they are, and I take it from them, and I give them who they really want to be.
Wow. Does everybody have a mask?
I think everyone has a mask to a degree. It's very rare not to have a mask. But when you run into a person that doesn't have a mask, you'll know it.
Wow. That's pretty deep. That is. You appear to me to be a bullshit detector. Can you spot bullshit from a mile away?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, 26 years of running strip clubs as well. Like, you have to pick bullshit real quick. Yeah. You know, and masterfully, because that and being in situations that I'm in also, if you don't, it's the difference between life and death. You know, and a lot of people, when are you going to, like I said, when are you going to relax? There's no. This is it. This is it. This is the ball game that we're playing. But yeah, man, I mean, the micro movements that people give off, if people just pay attention to people, like, that's one of the things I always teach is focus so much on them you forget about yourself, and then you can just watch things. So when I'm working with people, even the little movements that they go up there, if you can catch them, and you could literally catch their bullshit in their hand because they're trying to project it, but you catch it and you could just completely destroy that which was bothering them just by paying attention to them.
Wow. So, like, you're kind of like a profiler then, in a sense.
To a degree. I mean, you have to be. I mean, if you're really going to exceed and be successful at this, especially with guys, you have to learn to work quick. It's not as extreme as this, but because that's a whole respectful level. But suicide prevention. You have a small time with the person. If you can make the biggest impact on them and really transform who they are in that quick amount of time, it's good. And transformation does not take long. Like, I get mad at myself if I see a client more than 3 times, because I believe that a real skilled person, transformist, doesn't need that much time. I get mad at myself, you know, because I'm like, I have to learn something. But a person should come in, you should be able to just knock that stuff out. This old obsolete pattern of takes years. It takes years if you work with an unskilled person. So yeah, I want to challenge myself. I want to break rules. I want to, you know, make everyone around me for what they want, when they want, better.
What's the biggest way that people deceive themselves?
They compare themselves with society. And so society set at such a low standard that that's where they think the bell curve is. And so when you go above and beyond that, you know, you're setting a whole new level, and that's really what it is. Where are you setting your standard at? What do you want? That's why I say, well, weren't you relaxed? You're supposed to. No, there is no standard. Like, I'm setting my own standard. This is what I want. And so when the person really defines what they want, who they want, it's just a matter of getting there.
How do people get traction in their lives? I keep thinking, I'm born and raised up in the Northeast. And I'm from the days when we would put snow tires on our cars. You don't see that much now. But you need snow tires to get grip. And without grip, you could be putting pedal to the metal and going nowhere. With the right tires, you get traction and you get moving. How do people get traction if they're stuck, if they're spinning their wheels?
They got to first establish what are the habits that need to form the basis of this whole way of being. And the habits are really what makes the difference. You can say, oh, okay, I want this behavior, but it's the habits that formulate that base. It's like digging your foundation. If you're digging your foundation, you're setting powerful habits. And you only need to do one at a time to really get it, because over time, as those compound and get stronger, like the deeper you go in the foundation, the higher you can go up. So by knowing what are the habits and figuring out, okay, what do I need to do in order to get this done? So for example, working out. Okay, a lot of times when I'm dealing with people work out who've never worked out, I'll take them to the gym, walk in, we'll do one set, and I go, let's go. And they're like, what is that? And I said, that's your workout. I said, we'll come back tomorrow. No, I want to do more. And so, okay, well, tomorrow. So you build that habit first, and it doesn't all have to be at once. Like the snail metaphor works really well if you're doing stuff right, like the working out or the eating good. When people are eating right, I'm like, don't try to do everything at once. You're just going to overwhelm yourself. So be realistic, and like say you want to cut out meat, just cut out bacon first.
Yeah.
You don't have to cut it all.
You don't have to go full on right away.
There's a method for everyone. If you want to go slow, you can go slow. If you want to go fast, you can go fast. So it really comes down to your commitment and sticking with what it is you want as far as that goes. But the main thing is get your habits down, and whatever it takes. I mean, there's so many options on that one.
Who is the best candidate that you could work with? Give me the type of person that you feel like you could really change. Where are they in life, and what can you do with them?
My favorite type of clients are the ones that have been working towards something, and they're right at that point where it's almost there. They have everything down, but it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. I like to go in there at this point and be able to say, okay, cool. What is it that's holding? And then boom, take out the hindrance, the bullshit, anything that's been messing with them, and give them that last blast into success. It's like weird with a lot of clients that I work with. It's weird because when I work, they've been working for something. So I like that. They're already motivated. If they're not motivated, then there's a lot of other guys can do with it. I'm not into trying to change a person. I want a person ready for transformation. But the nice thing about it is when they're working, and they almost hit that wall and they can't figure out what it is, to be able to go in there and go bink, 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 and then it opens up and the floodgates open, which like business, it was interesting. A lot of my clients have this where they come in, they've been working, they've been trying to make more money, and they come in, I just find a few little spots and pull it out for them, and literally and this happens a lot, in the next month, they almost sometimes double and triple their income. That's how fast it is when the energy hits. But if it's holding up and you can't figure out what it is, then you're kind of stuck. But man, once it opens. And that's where I like to see clients, because then I'm like, yeah.
What would you say is the most challenging thing to work with? Addictions, excuse making, low performance, like highly educated people? Who is the hardest to work with?
That's a good question. I'd say the non-motivated, the people that they know they're just lazy. Like I won't work with lazy people. People that are just sitting on the couch. Like life's going to give you what you want, in a way that you're probably not going to want it. So that's to me the first one. Then the people that already think too much, they already know it all. I won't work with them either.
Right.
I'm like, you already got it. And I'm not going to argue. with it, and I'm not going to try to show you anything different. And then I'd say addictions are pretty good. But that's more, it's not that it's harder, but it's more commitment because you have to stay on them and you have to see what's going on and how the neurology is following off and when do they have that craving. So that's more intense, but the other ones are more something that you could just pick and choose a little bit here and add this and do what you want over there. So they're different, but non-motivated people, out of my way.
What was the most challenging thing, or what is the most challenging thing about working for nearly 3 decades in the adult entertainment business?
The most challenging thing was keeping my level of optimism because the life span of anyone in that business is 5 years. Roughly.
5 years?
Roughly.
Like a professional athlete.
Yeah.
By the time they're 30, they're done.
They're done. You're burned out. I mean, because bottom line, it's a negative environment. You got an environment fueled by impulse and desperation to a degree. And so you have this, and you're complaining, and you have all this kind of stuff going on. You have alcohol, sometimes drugs.
And that's the workers. That's not the...
That's just on this level. And then you have the people coming in, drunk, angry guys. You got good guys. Don't get me wrong. It's a very close to neutral place, but it does go a little bit on the negative.
Yeah.
And so if you don't do your work, and you don't have some kind of spiritual essence or some kind of practice that you do to build yourself up, you're going to get eaten up. And I've seen it just come and go, just destroy people. As far as women that come in that are just beautiful. And all of a sudden they get that, all these guys, I can get this, and they get into the manipulation thing, and they turn cold and kind of very heartless. I've seen them go downhill. I've seen people that were great get involved in drugs, go downhill. But I've seen people excel too, but it's very few. So if you don't have some kind of spiritual discipline and go back and regroup, you're going to get tore up. So that's unlike in everything. You have to have your spiritual tradition to build yourself back up.
Would you encourage a woman to go into that business?
I try not to. When girls, I make it, it's up to them, really. You can make money, and I've known lots of girls who have invested their money and bought houses that are millionaires. But it's one of those things. It's an environment. It's a testing environment. And if you're not ready for it, it will eat you up. So I can't say, I think you should. I'll just say, I'm going to lay out the best rules that I can for you because it's going to reveal who you are. And so if you think you have who you are, a good disposition, cool. If not, that's just the way it goes. But every person that I knew that I've talked to that went through that environment, when they're done, they're all happy that they did it because that's how intense it is.
What if someone wants to get out of that career? What would be the best advice you would give a young lady who wants to get out of that?
You got to understand, be realistic, because they're used to easy money, fast money. It's fantasy. So you got to be more realistic about this is going to be slower level of doing things. Yet at the same time, I can't just say you can get out because women have a lot of opportunity these days. So do men. But if you're a good-looking woman, you're getting out, you can always hook up with a rich guy and take the easy route. I've seen plenty of girls do that. Plenty of girls convince themselves, that they're in love when they're just really in safety.
Yeah.
And
another quote. Some women convince themselves that they're in love when they're in safety.
Looking for safety or security. I see it all the time.
Wow.
I laugh at it. It's funny. Oh, I'm not there. Next thing you know, I'm hanging out with them. But you're hanging out. Next thing you know, you're in love and you get married.
Okay.
That's not interesting. But if a girl getting out, you just got to get out. But it's a trap. It is a trap because there's nothing on the outside that's going to be as exciting and as easy to make money. So it's like.
Didn't Jim Morrison say something like, no one gets out of here alive, or something to that effect?
Yeah. It's kind of like that. It's like, I know when I don't go in that often now, I'm more of a consultant.
Yeah.
And I go to clubs. But there's times when I'm like, whoa, like you missed the fast game, because it is fast. It's moving and lots of stuff going on. But then when I go back now, like I'll sit there and it's weird because I've been through almost a few generations of women now. I actually seen some girls coming in now that their moms worked with me. And one of the weirdest things, it's just strange, is that the new girls coming up, like I can't work in the environment like I used to with them, because this new level of woman coming up is very material oriented.
Yeah.
And they're so used to guys throwing stuff at them, and they're so used to having this like internet fame or whatever it is. And there's just guys that are out there throwing them stuff. So they're so used to it. So they're setting their own level of what they think the world is like. And so it's a very ugly type of woman. And I'm generalizing, of course, at this level. And so I can't even do it, because the girls will be like, oh, I got this guy for this much, and I got this guy needs to get me this, and this guy, entitlement across the board. Whereas the generations before were fun, and they're like, we're going to hang out, and it's going to be fun. Total different mindset. And that's kind of scary. But I also know that they're going to be in for a rude awakening when life kicks in and reality kicks in, and they still have this bad idea. Maybe they'll get lucky and get a rich guy. But, for the most part, they're going to be stuck with a bad attitude. And then they're screwed, spiritually at least.
Interesting. All right, there's a man or woman sitting on a couch right now. They're probably watching this on their laptop, on their iPhone, and they're intrigued by what you're saying, and they're stuck. They need traction. They don't know where to go. If you were to speak to them right there, what would you say to them?
Nobody gives a shit if you sit there and you eat all your stuff and you stay fat, for the most part, because you're the one that's going to be having the experience. So life's going to move on. I'm going to move on. I'm going to do what I want to enjoy life, but you can too. So all you have to do is stop one thing, put that down, get up, all right? Go work out, start there, and from there, you can do it. And the more traction you get, the more compounding successful behaviors you do, the faster you get there, because it does make a huge difference. When you're fat and you're lazy, life sucks. You feel the energy. But when you make a difference and you look back at the difference of having been here and here, not only do you have more flexibility, but you have more resources, you feel better about yourself, and you get to inspire those around you. If you give a shit. If you don't give a shit, keep eating, keep gaining weight. Probably won't be around too long. So,
good advice.
I can't really say it's the most positive kick-ass advice, but it makes a difference.
Yeah.
I've been there, you've been there.
Yeah.
And it's the difference that makes a difference. And most people don't really think it makes a difference, but man, it makes a difference.
Powerful words from Hypnotica. I'm George Bruno with the 21 Report. Thank you, Hypnotica.
My pleasure.